Good evening folks and welcome. Alright, it's Sunday. I normally have a drink but I'm not tonight. I'm trying to lose weight and getting fed up of being fat. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to service, this is the Garrard Ta Mk, which is out of my Clark & Smith here. Don't worry, it's not broken, there's nothing wrong with it, essentially. Just that when I did the Clark & Smith, I'll be honest with you, I didn't do the whole deck, I just got it running. I lubricated the main bearing and all that, but I'll be doing it all again to show you how I did it. I've got all the service information here. I've got the information here in front of me that I might need. What I'm going to go, because I've just printed this off and it's still a bit warm. What I'm going to do, which you could do that with money, well, see all this crap on this, all these cleaning, and this capacitor here, I want to look at replacing that as well. And yeah, this is the Garrard TA model. This is the Garrard model TA Mark II, and the schedule number for this one is 54800. Because obviously they change the schedule numbers every time, but they also did one of these with a brushed aluminium arm on it. Not brushed, sorry, with an aluminium arm. In fact, actually, do you know something? Do you know I've been going through life thinking that that's fucking aluminium. Do you know I've been going through life thinking that was a Bakelite Tonearm? It's not. It's fucking aluminium. That's an aluminium arm. The reason why I know is because it's scratched there. Just spotted that. It's aluminium. It is an aluminium arm. Anyway, it needs polishing up and sorting out. And the one thing I always do first, as you know, put that into the central position and remove the head shell. Yeah, this has got one of my BSR rebuilt cartridges in it, folks. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. There we go, put that up there out of the way. And what we can do, we can proceed. Yeah, it's it's a brushed aluminium arm. Not brushed, it's an aluminium arm that. I thought it was fucking see, I did service it because I put grease on it, but I didn't do a very good job on cleaning it, to be honest, and it all needs to come apart and be cleaned. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'll just be back in a second. I just want to sort the manual out into some sort of, because it's printed it out backwards. So I need to put it in an order I can read it. Be back in a minute, folks. Right, we're back. Right, I've got the manual here. I've got the manual. Let's just zoom in. You're not going to be seeing much of me tonight, I'm afraid, folks. You're going to be seeing more of that. Now we'll zoom in. Whee! There we go. Right. That's the manual. And I've got all the information I need in here to service it and install it. Anyway, I don't need to service it. I don't need that to install it. I know how to install it. But basically what I'm going to do first, hey, look at this, isn't that neat? Look at that. Dinky little 3-pin plug that they put on, that Clark & Smith put on for their amplifier, to connect to their amplifier. Right, I'm going to start with the usual routine So I'll need the turntable platter because I use that for storing the bits in and I clean it afterwards. Oops. Right, so what we want to start with is removing the idler wheel. I always start with the idler and its associated clips. There's no fibre washer on that, I don't know why, but that idler wheel could do with a clean. It's not bad actually, it's not as bad as some I've seen. It's a bit out of shape because it's been left. I'll try and see if I can do something about that. It's been left and it's got a bit of a bump on it. But see what we can do about that. But there's a capacitor here which I want to look at replacing, and that's I don't know what value that is. It might tell me in the manual. So, well, so what we'll do first, we'll clean it up. Will we? Let's see how easy it is to remove the motor. Because it's got to come out anyway, but so phew. Well, that's underneath, and that's your speed selector there. That's an interesting one, isn't it? That's an interesting one. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. Oh, there we are. Yeah. Yeah, it's an aluminium arm, but I thought it was Bakelite, to be honest, because it looks Bakelite. So basically, I'm not going to take any wires out, I don't need to. What I want to do, this here is for your pickup. Goes straight up to your pickup. I mean, this is, yep. Now, what we want to do first, we want to give it a good clean, and then we want to, once we've cleaned everything and we're happy, then we can sort out, as soon as there's bits of dog hairs and stuff, all sorts of crap on it. So what we'll do, we've got some detergent here, and we'll see if the detergent will do the job. And start by cleaning the faceplate, and see if we get all this crap off here. I mean, that will come off. All this crap will come off, I mean. And that spring there looks as though it's a bit out of tension, so we'll sort something out with that as well. I was going to pull the motor, but I don't think I'm going to need to. Well, I said I wasn't going to need to. I am actually still going to pull it. But I need to look at it, don't I? Because I need to look at how we're going to get it out. And I need to get this switch off here anyway, because I want to replace, I need to get the top of that off, and that, whoa, nearly dropped me a screwdriver. Right, and this should just undo here. Oh, that's got some shite on it, folks. But all this crop here, look at that, that'll all just scrape off. I've got I don't want to strip the whole mechanism down if I can help it. I mean, if I have to, I will, but there we go. And let's turn the soldering iron on, just in case he's needed. Right. Take the single 45 RPM adapter off. Now, what I need to do, I need to find See if isopropyl will bring that off. Because it's only crap. I mean, it'll scratch off. I just don't want to. I want to avoid if I can. I want to, if I can, avoid taking the whole bloody mechanism to bits. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's all. Where's my little record cleaning brush? Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour some alcohol into here. There we go. And that means whatever's in my bottle ain't going to fucking evaporate. I can put the top back on my bottle. And I don't run the risk of fucking accidentally spilling it either. Now, I mean, this is all caked up. I mean, I'm surprised actually that this hasn't decided it wants to jam up. Because this is all, this has got crap all in it. Let's get a paintbrush. Let's get one of my little paintbrushes. In fact, I've got a toothbrush. That'd be fucking better. Toothbrush will be fucking a lot better. And getting a really good going over. There we go. Get some alcohol, some isopropyl on the toothbrush. There we go. Now, get this under here onto the motor. I mean, I'm going to take the motor apart as well. Mind you, I might not bother because that's lubricated. I actually lubricated the motor when I last did. But I will go through it with you. But I actually lubricated the motor when I actually got it. Because I've not been running it like this for months. It was actually serviced, sort of, but where's the other grommet? There's 3 grommets in this holding this motor, and I'm sure there is. One here, and one there. Guess what they've done? Oh, you fucking sneaky fuckers. Do you know what they've done, folks? I'm not taking the motor out. I'll tell you why. Because they put one of the grommets under here. And I ain't fucking going under there for that. So won't be taking the motor, won't be coming out because it was serviced anyway, and it spins freely. And I have actually had the stroboscope on this, and it's really nice. Does that turn freely there? Yeah. Right. But See, that's what you called it on there, but just get to this part here. There's a big lump of shit there by the look of that. And I want to look at changing this capacitor here, so I need to find out what value that is. Right. And the alcohol's got pretty dirty in there now, folks. But we'll give it one last go over. That's the good thing about the toothbrush. Go to the other side. The other side spotless. Right, so what I'll do now, I'll clean all this now. I'll give this all a clean. Just mop up any excess alcohol. Get this nice and clean. Just dry, get off all this shit really. And I mean, all this alcohol, it'll evaporate. I just want all the shit that's... want it to look decent. And we'll have a look in the manual and see if it tells us what value that capacitor is, because it looks like it might have wore off. There we go. I mean, usually I normally wash these in the sink, but there we go. Can I move that and get a bit of shit there? I do believe I can. And that bit of shit there where that rubber is. You could probably do new rubbers and all sorts of this, but how supple are they? Well, actually they're not bad. The motor mounts are not bad because the speeds are actually still bang on, so yeah, the motor mount, which is just as well, because as I say, there's one under there and I ain't pulling all this lot off to get under that. That's not going to happen. And that spring there looks as though it's a bit on the slack side, so we'll look at that, because when you put the mechanism on, there we go. When you put the mechanism on, you're now on, and well, no, it might be alright. No, that's probably okay actually, but I could even move it up to that one there if I needed a bit more, and that's it. I could move that. I could try and adjust. I could try an adjustment with that. I mean, we've got slight cracking in the paint there, but it's all under the turntable, that, so, and it's cosmetic, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Now let's give the Tonearm a clean. But this is a Baker. I thought this was a Bakelite arm. It's not. It's fucking aluminium. It's a brush. No, I keep saying, going to say brush. It's not brushed. It's just an aluminium arm. Well, I thought it was Bakelite, and I've been dead careful with it. Because obviously, you fucking damage this, you ain't getting a replacement. Not without a lot of fucking about and somebody taking the piss, charging you a fortune for it. You know. But, oh shit, I'm rubbing the ink off. Let's get another cloth. Got taking the ink off that. Oh, I don't believe I've done that. There we go. Keep isopropyl, folks, away from ink. Look what I've just done to that lion. Just ruined my lion. Never mind. There we go. Right, well that's that cleaned. Right, let's have a sip of my coffee. And put this alcohol out the way. I'll leave it there for now because I might need it again, but I doubt it. What we'll do now is get a different screwdriver and take the bottom of the main bearing off. So you can tell I've been in that before. That weren't even really tight. That was just tight enough. You know what I mean? You can tell I've been in here before. Now, self-tappers as well. I would have thought that they used machine screws, obviously not. Lift that off there. Yeah, that's got new grease in it, so that doesn't need to be done. Because that was grease. Now I want to see if it is a grease bearing or an oil bearing. Because when I did this, when I went over this the first time, service, maintenance, page 5. That tells you all about it. Installation. Tells you how to fit the springs and maintenance. Right, well, I want to get to the. Don't need any of that. I can put that out of the way. I want to get to the. I want to get to the lubrication bit. Service, that's what it tells you about the lubrication. It'll fucking always tell you. Right, well if it's going to tell you. Motors, that just tells you about service adjustments. No. Doesn't tell you anything about lubrication. It doesn't mention anything about lubrication in the service, in the maintenance. You would think it would tell you. I mean, this is not the service manual, this is not the manual, this is the operating instructions that the user would have got. But it usually tells you, the one for the zero does, it tells you what oils to use and where to put them. Well, unfortunately, this one doesn't. This one doesn't tell you. The above pickup case, no. Just tells you how to wire it. Just going through this now, folks, to see. But it's not telling me anything about lubrication, service adjustment, maintenance. Let's put that there a minute. Operating instructions. Hold for it doesn't. They don't call it the idler, they call it the intermittent. They call it the intermediate wheel. We all call it the idler. Installation. I'm just trying. I mean, so really I'll have to just use my own judgment. Maintenance. The bearings in the motor are and intermittent wheel are of the oil retaining type and rarely need lubricating. When the need for oil is apparent, remove the turntable while holding the rubber tired intermediate wheel out of the way, and lubricate the motor and pulley bearings with a light grey machine oil. Carefully remove every trace of the oil from the driving surfaces before replacing the turntable. So we know we have to use light machine oil on the motor, but you know that anyway. But it doesn't tell you. I mean, I'm gonna have to just use my own judgment on it, I'm afraid, folks, and put the lubricants in that I think it needs. But because that's, as I say, let's have a sip of my brew. And what we'll do, we'll have a look at this capacitor first. Oh, pardon me. See what value it is, because I've got some new ones here. Let's see if we can see what value it is. Right. Oh, hang on, I'm showing you the spindle, wasn't I? Well, the spindle just pulls out now, folks. Look, there's the spindle there. You can just withdraw the spindle, and it's already oiled. Look, it's already freshly done. So I don't have to do that, and I'm not going to because it was done. And oops, there's actually let's put that back there a minute. There's actually a special concentric thing, washer thing that goes on there. It doesn't go that way. It goes that way. And that goes onto the top. There we go. So basically, you put them in. There we go, that's one. and lift that up because it has to find its own way. There we go. There we go, that's tightened down. Make sure it turns freely. Yep. Spot on. I'll try and polish that spindle up as well. But that's that done. What I'm going to do is let's have a look at the, because I've got some capacitors here. I've got this one here which is 100 nanofarad, which is, and it's 630 volts. 630 volts. And I've got another one here, and these are the same size. Whether they're the same, I've got another one here which I've actually used, but it's the same value. So let's have a look and see. So move that. Let's bring down our iron. Now let's just zoom out a little bit. There we go. Where's me? There it is. My tip cleaner. Right. I haven't done any electronics for a while, so. Oh, look at that, it comes off lovely, that. There we go. Desolder that. There we go. Put that there. $1,000 volts DC. 0.68 UF. Now that one I wanted to put in won't do it, so let's see if I can find one in the stash that will. Now, be back in a minute, folks. Right, well, I don't appear to have one rated at 1,000 volts, or 0.68 UF. I don't have one at them that value, so basically what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna put this one back in. We'll just keep reusing it, just keep using it because it is working. So we'll just put this one back in. There we go. And if it does fail at a later date, it's not a great issue because it's only a matter of taking the turntable off to just fit a new one. So it's not a great issue doing that. Now, what we want to do next, whenever I see any crap, I'll just get it while I'm at it. Now, there's some down there on that. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do now is put the top back on here. Put the top back on the switch. Right. That back on there. Make sure, there we go. Screw that back on. See what I've done, I've actually put the capacitor back in because there's nothing wrong with it because it is still working. And usually when these are short, when they're open it makes a big pop noise through the motor, through the speaker, sorry. And when they're short, when they're open it makes a big pop noise through the motor, which it doesn't, because that's okay. And when they're short, when they go short circuit, the motor doesn't stop. It carries on running regardless, so, you know, I know that's okay. I don't have to adjust this here, this is for the height of the automatic trip, which I don't have to mess with because that is okay. If I turn this on, there we go, and move that to there, there we go, it trips it off. And then this here must move with the Tonearm, which it does. It's on the that's on the Tonearm linkage, so that's going to need a bit of a lubrication. And there's a bearing under there which I'll need to lubricate as well. Fancy that being an aluminium Tonearm. I thought it was Bakelite. Just shows you've done it, even I don't know everything. But there again, I don't profess to. I'm not one of these who thinks he knows everything. I know what I know and that's it. Now, the centre spindle's done, the motor was done a while ago. So, don't have to do that. Because that motor spins freely, look at that. I'll just clean the faces of it. The pulley. And we're done with the soldering iron, so we turn that off. The soldering iron was only needed for the capacitor. Now, we need our lubricants. Just move that little damn set out of the way. There we go. Now we need our lubricants, we need our grease. And we need our oil. And we also need our digital scales, which we've got. Now, and I'm an idiot, I've not got my brushes. And I also need my paint brushes, which is what I use for applying grease. I use paint brushes to apply grease because you can get into places where you wouldn't normally get. Now, let's put a bit of grease in here. Don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. Don't need a lot. Just put a little bit in each. In. Now, does that slide up and down that? No, it's the other side, and that has oil on it, that bearing there. Now, put a little bit on there. There we go. Give that a little bit, just on there. Now let's flip the deck over. Doesn't take a lot of lubricating, this is not really a lot to it, it's a very simple mechanism. Now, let's lubricate the speed barrel. Now, do I have to take that apart, or can I just get in with that? Because it has to be lubricated and it's grease that goes in there. I know that because get a bit of grease. Let's see if I can get in there. You know something? I'm not happy with that. I'm going to take the fucker apart. Now, I'm not happy with that, folks. I'm really not. I found a fucking dog hair. I found some hairs in it. So, I'm not happy with that. Just remember how I take the fucker apart. And there's a fucking spring on the top. Come off, you cunt. Shit. Oh, there we go, got that. Let's lift. Oh, come on. Don't fly off. There we go. A fucking dirty big spring. Right, now if I but I'm not going to be able to do it, I'm with the motor in the way. But I'm not going to be able to do it with the motor in the way. Let's just disconnect this. Disconnect this intermediate spring here. Pull it off, I can redo the ends. Now, I need that out, and I bet it doesn't go past the motor. Mind you, I can get to that now actually. I think I can get to that now. Just basically bit of lubricant on there. Now what I'm lubricating, folks, what I'm lubricating is this bit here, this speed selector drum, if you want to call it that. That's what I'm lubricating, and I'm hoping that's, there we go. I should have sufficient in there now. Because I can't get it past the motor. Make sure I don't push that earth wire in because I don't want to trap any wires in that speed selector drum. Push the selector drum back into position. Make sure it actually does. Yeah, and that's its neutral position. Right, so what we'll do now, we'll have a little grease on there. There we go. Turn the machine round. Right. There we go. And a pair of pliers. Shut up, Scraps. Pair of pliers, there we go, and that slipped that back into place. Just check the speeds move up and down as they should. Alright, that's 78, 45, 33, or dirty 3 1/3 if you're in Ireland, 16, and neutral. Yeah, that's good enough. Now, prepare the spring. Let's sort out the ends of the spring, because I stretched it slightly. So what we'll do, there we go. So I actually stretched the spring slightly. There we go. Put that. That back in its hole, which is that one, and then let's open that one slightly and get that fucker down into there. We go. That's now. Give the plate a wipe down because it's got my dirty fingerprints and well, that's come off. That spring's come off. Right, so what we need to do there then is, because we don't want the spring coming off, do we? There we go. Just open it slightly. Drop into the hole. In fact, the best way of doing it is probably, I have got a special pair of pliers for doing this job. I might have to get them out. I'm just trying to avoid getting every bloody tool out I own. Get in. gotcha. No, I haven't. Right, so let's hope that one stays in. That side there did it? Was this one that came out? There we go. Yeah, this side here was okay. It was that side that came out. Anyway, we're back in. Right. Bit of light machine oil. There we go. That'll work its way down into there. And I don't need to lubricate that, it's fuck all, that doesn't do now. The motor was done last time I had this thing apart, so I'm just going to clean the surfaces of it. Right. Now that's that. That's that. That's not really a lot of oiling to be done in this, to be honest. I need to oil the pickup arm bearing. So there we go. Hold it upside down and let the oil run to it. There we go. Yeah. I am getting very, very happy with this. It's actually right. Let's switch on. That's it. And then the trip mechanism when it gets to the end of the record. It trips it and it stops, and that shouldn't be touching there. No, it's not, it's okay. Now put all the, let's give the brush a wipe, because there we go. Now what we'll do, we'll put the top on the grease and we'll clean now. This idler is actually not bad, apart from the fact that it's fucking, let's get the rubber renew. Right, so I don't need the oil, and the trick is to put things back when you're not needing them, you see. That way if you put things back when you're not needing them, oops, you don't end up with a load of stuff out. You end up only with what you need. And this rubber renew, folks, I'll be perfectly honest with you, it fucking stinks. And I'll get the corner of the cloth that I know has got no grease on it. There we go. And what we'll do, we'll clean the whole surface of the idler. What I'm doing is just cleaning the whole surface of the idler, and it should now. What I'll do now, I'll leave that for a minute, find another part of the cloth that's got no crap on it, which is there, and what I'll do now, I'll wipe off the residue. There we go, now let's have a look at that now. Do you know, that is actually not bad. So what we'll do now, we'll put that back onto the shaft. Just check the speed alignment. So let's put the top on this fucking rubber renew, it stinks. And it's while you can smell it, it's evaporating. And it's fucking expensive stuff. It ain't cheap. So we're on 16 there. So it's safe to say the fucking rest of them are going to be right. Because 16 is. So there we go. Ow. Itchy eye now. There we go. Right. Now, put the turntable adapter back on so we don't lose it for 45 RPM records. And it's a proper Garrard one, it's the one that was supplied. Now what I want to do, I want to set the Tonearm weight. Now, basically I want to set the weight. I'm going to set the weight now before I put everything back in. There we go. Because I just want to plop this back in and use it. So if I can put that under there. Getting some sort of support. There we go. Use the bottle of rubber renew. Now we get the scales. We've got digital scales here, folks. Now let's see how far the Tonearm drops down. Oh, right down. So we're alright. It's not going to bottom out. So what I'll do, I'll put the scales on. I need to set this so that oops. I've not turned the scales on yet. But I need to. The Tonearm keeps sliding off. I need to find. Whoops. Let's try that. There we go. Let's put that on. So I've got a mark on there. Whoops. Which I've got a mark. See, that slides across there. So what I need to do is try using that camera. Oh, that's it. It doesn't slide now. Use that camera. There we go. Right. There we go. Now the only trouble is now you lot can't see it. There again. You'll have to take my word for the weight, folks, I'm afraid. You ain't going to see that. Right, so that comes in at 4.83. .83. See if it'll let us have 4. 405. Just make sure that me stylus is on the black spot, which it bloody isn't. It is now. 4.18. And that is 4 grams. Well, make sure we're on the see what it is. It's 3.5, 4.1. Are we on this? Because I want it right. Are we on? See, it's 4 grams exactly. Just double check, we're on the spot there. I mean, I've just turned it over. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it on the LP pointer because I've got loads of those. It's hard to see where you're placing the stylus. 3.6. Four grams exactly. Right, so that's 4. So let's double check it, because I like to do these things. There, we're showing 4 grams there. Just showing nothing there. Yeah, 3.8. Are we actually on the... Oh, we're not actually on the mark. We have to be on the black spot. $4 grams, that's good enough. Because I know this will track at 4 grams because it's a Garrard. That's that done, so we'll put the scales out. Well, we'll leave them out. No, we won't, we'll put them away. What we'll do now, we'll put them on top of there. And what we'll do, we'll use, I've got these as well, you know. And see how accurate these are. Now I know that weighs 4 grams. I've got this, which is an old 1950s style Garrard setup gauge, stylus gauge, and what you do, you put that on the deck, and you put the, well, the idea is, if we can get it to it, there, you put the stylus in the pan, hold it, and pull the lever down. And guess what? Just under 5 grams. 4 grams. I'll agree. I'll concur with that. I'll definitely agree. Put that there, ready to be put away again in a minute. Now, move all the stuff that's in the way, because we're going to need the Clark and Smith back in a minute, because it's going to get its deck back. Put all this stuff out of the way for a minute, put the rubber renew away. Oh, I've got to put the, before I do that, we just do something I nearly overlooked. I nearly forgot to put the circlip. I'm sure there should be fibre washers on here, but they're missing. So, given that I don't have them, I can't fit them. Can't put on what's not here. Like I'm always saying to my daughter, you can see where that wheel's got a dent in it there. It's a shame really, there's nothing I can do about it. And I also forgot to leave the oil out, didn't I? Because I forgot to oil that. So, I mean, I could have probably got away with that, but the keen-eyed amongst you, you already seen it. Just one drop. There you go. And that'll work its way down. So all it needs. Right, while I'm up here, I'll put the rubber renew away. The isopropyl can be go away. Right. Right, now I'm now in a position let's put that up there for a minute. I'm now in a position where I can put the deck back into the Clark & Smith. So I'll do that, I'll be back in a minute. Hey folks, I'm back, the deck's in. Oh, hang on. That's it. Turn the damn thing off. Right, I'm a bit worried there. Right, the deck's back in. And I've got this record here. Now this is a very, very awkward record to play. A lot of these old record players don't like this record. It skips and jumps and all sorts. And I use this basically as a test. As you can see, this all floats. You know, it all floats lovely, that now. Anyway, basically, I use this record as a test. I can't play it all because YouTube will pick it up. But, there we go, 45. And let's put the arm on. I can play 30 seconds of it. So... there you go. That's all you can have of that, folks, and it does go off at the end. There you go. The turntable brake doesn't seem to work very well, but it does work, so that'll do. Not that I'm bothered about that anyway. Right, so we'll try an LP on the turntable. Let's put an LP on it. There we go. We're on 33 and a third. Or if you're in Ireland, it's 33 and a third. 33 and a third. Whoa, I've got the 78. I turned it to 78 there, folks. There we go. Right. And remember, this Tonearm
smile for me, my darling. I'm in heaven when I see you smile. See you smile. Smile for me.
There we go. That's the... Now let's... I wanted to try a 78. Here we are. So we turn the speed knob to 78, and this record's got a chip in it, so I will put... Right, so turn this stylus over for 78 RPM. You can hear the idler. That stylus got a big lump of shit on it. No. Just use my glasses because I don't want to hit that chip. There we go.
One moment, Mr. Formby,
Get
please.
away, get away. Good morning, Johnny.
Morning, George.
Turned out nice again, hasn't it?
Well, now, do you mind, Mr. Formby? We're very busy here.
Johnny, who's your pal here? You're very busy. What are you doing?
We're rehearsing an operatic session.
I can see you're not riding a bicycle. Operatic session, did you say? What's come over this studio? Getting very posh, aren't they? I remember when they used to rehearse common comics. Johnny, I've got a song here I want you to play over while we're waiting, will you?
Mr. Formby,
will you
please.
go away? Johnny, play it for me, will you?
There you go. Can't have any more of that, folks. Right, we could have a little bit of the B-side though, because I want to have a listen for Wow and Flutter anyway. I want to have a listen for...
Well, what did you think of that?
I thought it was fine.
Well, what did you think of that?
I thought it was fine, George.
Good, we'll have some more.
No, thanks. No more, George.
No more?
No more.
All right, well, now I'm in studios, I may as well stay.
Really, Mr. Formby?
Are you still here, operatic Harry? Go away and drown yourself. Johnny, just let's rehearse this other song, will you? Let this fella wait.
Look, well, this is all very irregular.
Well, why don't you take something for it? You can't blame me for everything. Go away, man. Go on, Johnny.
There you go. And that is now working correctly, apart from it could do the new idler because the idler's a bit trashed. But go back to 33 because I want to listen to my Bachelor's album and while I upload the video. There we go. And no, I'm not going to forget to turn the stylus back. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed doing, and that is how you service the Garrard Ta Mk 2. And I hope to catch us again, folks. Bye for now. Until the next project.